welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be part 2 of my Q&A, and all of these questions are kind of related to makeup and related to, I guess, YouTube in general. So one of my first videos that I posted actually was my makeup story, so it was kind of my history of makeup. So some of these questions were probably answered in that video. I'll post that below. I think it's the second video I ever posted, so it might be a little awkward, but I'll still answer the questions anyway, because I don't really remember what's in that video exactly. So two people kind of asked me, Gigi and Sunshine Life, what my earliest kind of makeup memory is. That's what I kind of annotated both their questions into that. So I don't know, like personally, for me wearing makeup, the first thing I can remember is kind of in 5th and 6th grade. Just the whole rage was to wear like baby blue eyeshadow. That was the thing. Everyone had baby blue eyeshadow on. And body glitter. Like whenever we had a school dance, I think the school dances started in like 5th or 6th grade, there's like roll-on body glitter. I have no idea where that came from, why we did that. And I also remember there was like a little stand in the mall. I forgot what it was called, but they sold like little pots of pigments. So I remember having a couple of those. They were like iridescent blue, iridescent purple, like probably was not a good look. But yeah, that's kind of the earliest time I ever remember wearing makeup myself. And then Britt Does It and Candy Lion asked me, why did I get into makeup? Because I mentioned before that I didn't, as an adult, I haven't really worn makeup or cared about makeup until last January. So I don't really know where it started or where it came from, but I started being more interested in makeup when I there's a website I used to hang out on, and you know, whenever someone posted something about makeup for some reason, I would click on it, even though it wasn't something I was really into, and I think I was just kind of intrigued by it. And then, so I mentioned, I think in several videos probably, that I used to only have, I had like a Bare Minerals introduction kit that my mom got me for Christmas one year, and then I had one Maybelline Trio for eyeshadow. I had one Rimmel Trio. The Maybelline was shimmer and the Rimmel was matte, but they were both very neutral. They were pretty much the same colors, just one shimmery, one matte, and you know, I looked on the back and it said where to put each color, and that's all I did. I didn't know about blending. I just used little sponge things. I didn't know about doing anything other than what it specifically told me to do. So that is what I had, and so the Maybelline was the one I used most, and I had it for so long that like the lid of the Trio fell off, so I didn't have the lid, and I used it like that for quite a while. I just had it sitting in my drawer, and then finally, so Gwen Stefani, who I love, she did a collaboration with OPI that came out last January, so I think it came out on January 2nd, so I was kind of on the hunt for those nail polishes, and I was at the mall and I was like, oh, Sephora is a makeup store, let me see if they have OPI nail polishes, which they don't. I had no idea, but I walked in and I kind of was looking around and I was like, you know what, like that eyeshadow that I have is pretty gross and old, and it doesn't even have a lid on it. Since I only have one thing of makeup, maybe I'll just treat myself to one really nice thing of makeup. So, you know, it was right after Christmas, so I had some Christmas money to spend. So I picked up the Smashbox Blue Eyes palette. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just was kind of wandering around. I had no idea where to start. I really mostly hate talking to people that work at stores or asking for help, so I didn't do that, and I kind of wandered around. I had heard of Smashbox, so I figured it was good, and I knew that I had blue eyes, and it was mostly neutral colors, so it didn't scare me, so I decided on that. So I had that, and a couple weeks later I went to visit my sister, and I was really excited. I was like, look, I bought this fancy makeup, and she's more into makeup and girly things than I was. So I remember when I was visiting her, I was kind of looking at all her stuff, and I was really curious about it all. And we went shopping, and I think I was going to pick out, I think I was out of Bare Minerals foundation or something. So I was getting that, and I was looking at their eyeshadows, and there was a sales associate there, and like I said, I don't normally like to chat with sales associates. I like to be left alone to do my own thing. But for whatever reason, this day I was like totally chatty. I was like, I'm looking for eyeshadow, like maybe I'll get some more different colors of eyeshadow for some reason. And he brought me over to the Urban Decay area and showed me the Naked palette, and I'd heard of it, and I don't know, I was just let him talk me right into buying $50 worth of eyeshadow. And yeah. And then my sister took me to Sephora after that, and she recommended the Clinique Chubby Sticks because I wanted some kind of lip product, but nothing really pigmented because I wasn't really into makeup at all, so I didn't want anything too crazy. So I got one of those, and then when I got home, you know, I had this beautiful palette, but I had no idea what to do with it. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the Smashbox palette that I got had instructions on the back. It had a couple different looks you could do with it, and that was also a main selling point. So, so this Naked palette didn't tell me what to do with it, and I was kind of like, I don't know what to do. So I started Googling, you know, things on Pinterest, like looks you could do, and it kind of led me to YouTube, and I started just watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I don't know why it started to escalate, but it escalated. I started getting really into makeup. I was watching YouTube every day, reading reviews of things, like going to Sephora and just looking at everything, and it just kind of exploded, and that is how I got into makeup. That was a really long answer to that question, so sorry if I rambled a bit. So Cherish asked me what's my favorite item to pan and what do I think is the quickest and easiest things to pan. So I think the easiest thing for me to pan is foundation, because I don't care. I'm never getting sick of a foundation. It's just not a makeup product that I'm really into or I really care about. You know, as long as it's the right color, I will wear it. I haven't, and maybe it's just luck, I haven't come across any really terrible foundations. I don't have any that I really hate. I've never bought anything that I hate. So I find that the easiest to do because I don't mind wearing the same foundation every single day. So I know that I will get through it and finish it, and it's not something where I'm ever dying to use a different foundation. I think my favorite thing to pan though, just recently, I guess because I've never used up an eyeshadow, or a lip product. Both of those two, I recently used up my first ones, and you know, that was really exciting. So kind of doing the Pan That Palette challenge for the Lorac Pro, I really enjoyed panning the eyeshadows just because I've never used up an eyeshadow, even though I only owned 3 eyeshadows for a really long time. I never hit pan on them because I didn't wear them on a daily basis. But I think doing, right now, eyeshadow is probably my favorite because I don't know, I feel like you work really hard and you have no idea when you're going to hit pan, and then you hit pan. So I think you get two kind of thrills out of painting an eyeshadow, because first you hit pan and that's really exciting, and then you use it up and that's exciting too. But a lot of other products, you know, you just use it up. There's no intermediate goal where you can kind of feel accomplished as well. So I say my favorite right now is eyeshadow. So Amy asked me why did I move from Instagram to YouTube. So I mentioned before that I have a personal Instagram account, but I started a makeup specific one because I decided to do a Project 10 pan, and I wanted to do something to keep me accountable, I guess, and you know, kind of take pictures, and I thought posting them somewhere would just make it easier for me than just randomly taking them. So I've been watching YouTube, and I decided to do my own Project 10 pan, and I just thought that would be the easiest way to do it. And I didn't really have a schedule of updating or anything, just every once in a while I'd take pictures, and then it was just easy for me to go back and find the older pictures and compare progress when I was feeling like I wasn't making any progress. So yeah, so I started that maybe in September, I think, of last year. And I was watching so many YouTubers, and when I first started watching YouTube, I was watching, you know, people who go out and haul a lot of things and review a lot of things, and I was never interested in doing something like that. People who do it as a job, and you know, I was never even considered making my own channel. When I got more into project panning, I just saw all these regular people who have jobs, and this is just a fun thing, and you know, also I just thought, oh, I could make my own channel. That wouldn't be a weird thing to do. I could do it. So what really pushed me, I think, to start it was when I decided that I was going to do Pan That Palette. and I kind of went back and forth. I was really nervous about filming my first video. I really wanted to do pan that palette though, but I thought that if I didn't make a video about it or something like that, then I would just give up. So I really wanted to really keep myself accountable, and I thought the best way to do that would be to kind of just join in the whole YouTube community that was doing that. So one day I was just like, I'm doing it. So I filmed my first video. I literally had just gotten home from the gym, so I wasn't looking the best probably, but I was like, it's now or never. I'm filming this video, and I posted it, and I really didn't have any plans for YouTube. I thought I would probably post, Pan That Palette updates once a month, maybe Project Pan updates, and that was about it. I didn't think I was going to get as into it as I have, but I've just really enjoyed getting to know everyone better, watching everyone else's videos and their progress, and making my own videos. It's been a really fun hobby for me, so it just kind of I just got really into it, I guess. So I think it also helped that I started my channel. It was December 1st, and I think that was the last week of classes, and then I think I only had 1 or 2 finals, and they were pretty spaced apart during finals week, so I wasn't really stressed out. And then I had all of winter break, and I was pretty bored. I only worked part-time, and I didn't get any increased hours over winter break because I'm a nanny, and the kid I babysit was in school, or for most of my winter break, because mine's much longer than his was. So yeah, so I basically had just started this channel, was sitting at home with nothing to do, so that's what I did. I started filming videos, and I don't remember how quickly I started doing it every day, Monday through Friday, but I did, and then I wasn't sure if I'd be able to keep up with that once school started, but like I said, I'm only taking 1 class this semester, so it hasn't really been a big issue. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep uploading as much as I can before my big move, but I still will upload videos. I still want to do Pan That Palette and Project 10 Pans and all that stuff. I just will probably slow down once I'm busier. So Nitika Kapoor asked about my YouTube name, because I have mentioned that my name is not Peachy Keen. And so one kind of username I use on the internet, I guess, is Peachy with a side of Keen. And that I had that email already set up, and I started using that email for my YouTube account instead of my personal email, because like I mentioned, I was applying to all these internships, so I kind of Googled myself to see what comes up when you Google my name, and I saw that you could see my whole YouTube history, and you could see all the things I liked and stuff, and I just it was basically all videos about makeup, and I was like, I don't want future employers to Google me and see that I just spend hours watching makeup videos on YouTube. So I decided to switch over to this email account, and I also kind of purged a lot of the people I was following when I did that. I didn't refollow everyone I had been following. So once I started doing that, I started finding more Project Panners and stopped following more other makeup, bigger makeup channels. I still follow a few, but yeah, so that's why I did that. And I think just on Google, I had it as my first name was Peachy and my last name was Keen, and I just kind of went with it and left it there. But Peachy with a side of Keen is the most random reference. It's a line from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it's totally random. I have no idea. It's a username I picked for something in high school, and I don't know why it's a really random line to pick. It's not super memorable or anything, but I think I've mentioned before, Buffy's my favorite show in the entire world, and I was really into it, super nerd level, and there were just some things from that show that I just would start saying in my real life, and I think that was just one of the things that I heard it once on the show, and I started people say, how are you? I'd say Peachy with a side of Keen, and it just kind of worked its way into my vocabulary, and so I think that's why I chose it, but I really don't remember because that was over 10 years ago. Then Linda Loves Life just asked about inspiration for videos, and I would just say watching other YouTube channels is what inspires me the most, probably. I don't feel like I do anything too unique or interesting. It's pretty much basic project panning stuff, but yeah, I'd say other people's videos really inspire me, and just, I don't know, I'm really on a mission to lead a more minimalist lifestyle, so trying to use up all the cool stuff. I went crazy last year when I got into makeup, and I'm just trying to kind of correct that and get down to a normal level. Easy asked a question. She says, what is one foundation you would wear for the rest of your life? And I don't really have an answer for that because I don't feel like I found a foundation that I think is like super amazing yet. I've only been into makeup for a year, so I haven't tried that many foundations. I really like the Bourjois Healthy Mix one that I was using up in my last Project 10 pan, but I mean, I feel like it's not that different than like the one I'm using now from CoverGirl. I do like the CoverGirl 3-in-1. I like all, I mean, I haven't really come across a foundation that's bad because of its formula or anything. The only foundations I found that I didn't like were ones where they weren't a right color match for me. So I am kind of on the search for my Holy Grail foundation. So, you know, once I use up the ones I have, there's a bunch I want to try. And I'm looking for that foundation I'd like to wear because I don't want to be trying new foundations all the time. I would like to just find one that I really, really love and just, you know, repurchase that maybe. But so that's one I don't have an answer for. Candy Lion asked, what's the first YouTuber you got into watching? And I think when I started watching YouTube, like I had no idea there was this whole beauty thing on YouTube. It was like a whole new world that I discovered, and I didn't realize that it even existed. So I think I first started watching, I would look up reviews of items I was interested in and, you know, try to see what other people thought of them or look at swatches and stuff like that. I remember one of the first things I was looking up reviews for was the Too Faced Sweethearts blushes, and I remember seeing Emily Noel's video about those. And I did start following a few people, but I think the first person I got really into was Coffee Break with Danny. She just uploaded 5 days a week, and they were always up, you know, right in the morning, so I would just kind of make my breakfast, sit down at my computer, and I knew there was a little video waiting for me. And yeah, so she was my favorite YouTuber for a long time. I still watch her, but I don't watch every single video. She's not my like super #1 spot YouTuber anymore, but I do still watch her. And then Loved 5674, I think is, yeah. She asked me what YouTubers inspired me to start Project Panning. So I think I mentioned this in another video. I don't remember which one though. I don't remember where it was exactly. I think it was on some kind of makeup subreddit, but someone was asking about YouTubers who, you know, used their makeup and like actually hit pan on things and had empties that were makeup and not just body products. And, you know, that was something I didn't realize, I had never really thought about it. But, you know, I realized, you know, yeah, like a lot of the people I'm watching, you know, they're saying, this is my favorite eyeshadow palette in the world, and it looks brand new. And they're like, I use this product all the time, and it looks brand new. And so I was like, yeah, you know what, like that's weird. You know, and I was kind of just starting to realize the whole, like, sponsored content and all that kind of stuff in YouTube, because when I was only watching a few channels, I never kind of realized how much stuff is sponsored or how people are sent stuff and like all that kind of stuff. But once I started watching more and more channels, and, you know, I would wake up and see like 5 videos in the same day about the same product, I kind of started realizing that as well. So I kind of, you know, got a little like, I don't need to watch all these sponsored videos. So when I saw that thread, I was really interested in, you know, finding YouTubers that did actually use their makeup. So one of the people I started following from that was Strawberry Sweet. And so I started watching her, and then through her, I think I just kind of found other people. I remember the first time I saw one of Amber F's videos about painting her palette, I was just like, why would you try to use up a makeup palette? That seems crazy to me. But then, you know, the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. And then, so I watched, I think the people that really got me inspired to do my own channel were her, Cherish, Pretty Pistol 86, Megan from Meg's Makeup 8, and then right before I started my channel, I started following Curious Sparkles and Courtney K, and I would say those were probably the main ones that I was watching, and was like, oh, I could do this too. So that is why I decided to kind of start a YouTube channel. And then finally I have one more question, and it is from Heather, and it's one of my favorite videos to record. And I would say empties. When I first started watching YouTube videos, I remember watching my first empties video and thinking it was so weird to look at someone's garbage and have them talk about their garbage. And then I also remember at some point being like everyone they were just using up lotions and body, like they never had any makeup in their empties. And yeah, my favorite, so I used to really hate empties videos because I thought they were stupid. But then when I started watching Project Panners and, you know, people actually had makeup that they had used up in their empties video, then they somehow became my favorite videos. So empties are my favorite videos to watch and my favorite videos to film, I would say. My other favorite thing to watch is probably Pan That palette updates, because I just get really excited watching other people's progress on those kinds of things. But empties are my favorite to film. And I also just really like filming my weekly makeup baskets. I feel like sometimes they're kind of boring because I have the same products from week to week from all my projects, but I really like, you know, being able to, they're the one video that I always film, like, the day before I post it instead of, you know, I've been filming it mostly on the weekends, and then, you know, I might not post the videos I filmed for a week or two after they're filmed. Maybe not always that long, but, you know, but the weekly makeup baskets are the ones that I film. But I found that, like, it kind of comes every other week. So one week I will film a lot, and then the next week I might only film my weekly makeup basket, maybe one other video on the weekend. So it's just the one video that I do film on a weekly basis, and I just like getting to chat with you guys. I tend to be kind of chatty at the beginning of them, just to kind of make them more interesting, so I'm not just showing you the same stuff over and over. So I think those are also my kind of favorite to film. Alright, so this one isn't really makeup related, but it's kind of related to my channel, and Lisa wanted to know how the decluttering is going, because she read the book and has been doing it herself, and yeah, I'm still totally into that. I know I haven't talked about it for a while, but I'm done with the whole discarding phase. I've discarded everything, gone through all the sections, although I think I could have done a better job on my kitchen. I did the kitchen kind of out of order, and I was mostly in a rush, and so I didn't do the best job on the kitchen, so I might go through the kitchen again, but I am done with discarding. The only thing I'm working on right now is kind of putting things back. So I've been preoccupied the last few weeks with, you know, preparing for him to leave, and I've also had my own thing going on, which I'm going to talk about, or I already talked about it. So I've also had my own kind of stress going on about my life, but now that I know the answer to everything and what is going to be happening with my life in the next year, I'm ready to finish, because I really want to get it all done, everything put away, and just have my house all in order, you know, before I leave the country for a month and then move somewhere else for a year. Which, I mean, the timing on that is not the best, but when I move, I'm not going to be bringing all my stuff with me for sure. I'm only going to be gone for 8 to 9 months, and unless I guess I decide to move to where I'm going, but I don't think that is what I am planning on coming back here, and we're not going to sell our house or anything. So yeah, I just want to get everything in order before I go, and I am planning on doing another video. I think since I didn't really film a lot of my decluttering, I was going to do kind of just a sit-down chat video about the whole process, and then maybe do a separate video, or maybe part of that video kind of give you guys a little tour of certain areas that, you know, and show you like my desk drawers and my vanity and my closet, and, you know, just kind of stuff where I really have made a lot of progress that you guys might be interested in. So that video will be coming probably at the end of this month or next month. We've just had a lot of crazy stuff going on, so I kind of had to press pause on that whole thing, but yeah, I'm still into that whole mindset. I'm still trying not to buy things, and I really think that me moving for a little while is going to be a really big kind of help in that whole regard, because like I said, I'll be gone for less than a year. I'm planning on kind of living super minimally, like a Spartan basically. I'm not gonna accumulate a lot of stuff. I think that I'll have to be really mindful of what I bring with me, because I want to make sure I bring enough things where I don't run out of something and I have to go buy something that I have sitting here in my house. But I also don't want to bring my entire makeup collection because that's unnecessary. So I think I'm going to really have to pare down, decide what I need to bring with me. I'm going to kind of try to, like, I only found out that I'm moving yesterday, 2 days ago, so this is definitely not the top priority of what I have to do. I have to find a place to live, first of all, but eventually, when I can think about it, I really want to kind of plan out my project pants for the rest of the year, make sure I bring all those items, and make sure I bring anything I could run out of so I don't buy anything else. And the same goes for my skincare and my body care, so, and hair care, I guess. So, I think the whole moving thing is going to be really helpful in terms of using things up and keeping myself from being tempted to use. I think I'll make more progress on the products I choose to bring with me because I'm not going to bring everything. So, hopefully it'll be easier to use things up because I won't have everything with me, I guess is what I'm saying. So that was kind of a tangent on how is decluttering going, but anyway, so yeah. So those are all the questions that I got. So thank you guys so much for asking me all these questions, and if you have any other questions, just you can ask them in the comments and I will answer them. But yeah, so